Shalom, Chaim Mailspin, ancient Tiberias walls. The big news this week with Aliyah and absorption is the decision by the Ministry of Aliyah and Integration to reopen the emergency centers to welcome those from Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, and the many anticipated arrivals. Reports related to this development began appearing in the media outlets in Russia and in Israel this week and are likely linked to a widespread belief that Ukrainian forces are gearing up for a spring offensive to try to push Russian forces completely out of the country. The report said that thousands of recently arrived immigrants from the conflict zone continue to need a great deal of help, assistance. Many of them have arrived in Israel with little more than the clothes on their back that they're wearing. No bank, no nothing, no money. In other words, in other news related to Aliyah, Nefesh B'Nefesh organization, which assists immigrants from dozens of countries, held a celebration in Jerusalem last Tuesday for the Israeli Independence Day. This event, which was in cooperation with the Friends of IDF, FIDF, was intended to give over 600 lone soldiers and, of course, those doing the national service who are all alone in the country, and volunteers, a big celebration for them, despite the fact that families are not in the country. They're all alone. And so every year, hundreds of young Jewish people from all over the world come to Israel, serve in the IDF, the Defense Force. And there are organizations like the Aliyah Return Center who decide to help them, stand in the gap for them, make them smile. The State of Israel was established and continues to exist thanks to the Israel Defense Forces and its dedicated soldiers, says Noya Govrin, the director of the Friends of the IDF Nefesh B'Nefesh Lone Soldier Program. We're honored to celebrate 75th milestone with hundreds of our lone soldiers and those serving in the national service with incredible examples of Zionism in action, just fulfilling the dream of the Bible. We wish them, she says, a happy Independence Day. The courage of these lone soldiers in this small country is just phenomenal. To be able to come here without their family and to be able to be brave and to serve is just amazing. From this wide view, we zoom into a story published this week in Ynet. It's a news channel here of a family from Argentina who made Aliyah in mid-April. The Cole family, they're called. The parents are Ronaldo and Carolina, along with 3 children, 2 dogs, with deep roots in Israel. Ronaldo's father served in 1956 Sinai campaign and always wished to return to this country, to the homeland, and his son now comes here to fulfill the dream of his father. It's a bittersweet feeling to be here as Israelis celebrate for the first time the Independence Day. They're just discovering how it is, how life goes here, how ancient Tiberias and how the whole country celebrates in the modern 75th celebration. It is the Jewish homeland, and we don't want to take it for granted. Okay? The highly regarded Wealth of Nations Index, which measures economic development among countries in this world, publishes a latest report this week showing that Israel has gone up by 2 spots from last year's report, now being ranked 23rd in the world. Among the variables that the Warsaw Enterprise Institute think tank compile a report noted that Israel's relatively large public and private expenditures in such areas like higher education, healthcare, schooling, internal security all bring this country up in the list of countries that are desired for residents. The world has always been a difficult and dangerous place for Jewish people. Recent events, even in Eastern Europe, you see where large number of Jewish people still live, suddenly it's just difficult, more dangerous than it's been in a long time. And people are looking for options to get out, and especially options to make Aliyah to Israel. That's where we come in. Although many of the Jewish people who are heading to Israel this year are coming from Russia or Ukraine or Belarus, there are also many coming from Western countries, US, UK, Canada, France, South Africa, Australia, and so on. There continues to be a trickle of even from Ethiopia, continues, India, Argentina, Mexico. Other places continue to arrive. When they arrive to Israel, they usually don't speak Hebrew. They come with very few possessions, don't have really any money, and many of them suffer the trauma of fleeing their country or a war zone, or even just not being around their community or family, and they need sensitivity, they need love, they need really food, clothing, shelter, and they're also lone soldiers who join in the army without their families. They complete their military service, and they're all alone in this country. And so many individuals just need a little bit of a help to start their new life in this ancestral homeland, to get attached, absorbed, acculturized, acclimated. the Aliyah Return Center is among those private initiatives striving to help new immigrants thriving. And so that's why we provide the Hebrew school, the job training, the language learning classes, and many other services. And we are so glad to partner with you. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to keeping you posted as to the latest developments that relate to Aliyah and return and restoration. God bless you from the land of Israel.